Hey everyone. Hey, I'm doing a follow-up with one of my last pieces that I did talking about food addiction. And today, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about some of the signs that you might be addicted to food. Do you know that more people in the United States are addicted to food and overeaters than any other addiction, including drugs and alcohol? It's kind of scary, isn't it? So let's talk about some of the signs that you might have an addiction to food or you are a food addict and an overeater. So I have 7 of these that are out there and kind of embellished a little bit to be able to let you know that these are signs that I feel that are really prevalent that you might and probably are a food addict. So let's talk about them. So the first one is that you set yourself up for failure even before you begin. So how many times have you heard this statement saying, well, I'll start my diet on Monday, so this weekend, let's go out and have one last big old splurge. Come on, let's go do it. So what he's saying that something like, you know what, let's go out and have a whole bunch of pizza and cake and drink it up because I'm never going to have it again, right? That'd be ridiculous. If that's what you're thinking, you're making unrealistic expectations of yourself. So don't make unrealistic goals. It's like an alcoholic saying, you know what, I'm only going to have one drink this weekend. Yeah, that's not happening. So rein yourself in. Don't set out goals that are so ridiculous that you're never going to obtain them. And then once you fail at it, then you usually just go, oh, screw it, I'm not going to keep going. So now you set yourself up for failure and you reason yourself out of it. All right. Number 2 is we don't eat in moderation. Overeaters, food addicts, don't eat in moderation. You know, just like alcoholics and drug users, we all have compulsive personalities. It's all or nothing. How many times have you just gotten a candy bar and you have to take one bite? You just I'm just gonna have this little bit right now, and I'm gonna save it because I'll put it in my drawer for when I want something a little sweet. And the next thing you know, you've eaten the whole bar. If there's a cake in the house or around, or in the break room at work, and you walk by it, you just don't walk by it. You're always grabbing a little piece of it, cut off a little tiny piece so it looks like it's even in the cake pan, or you just grab another piece and maybe you fold it over and eat it real quickly while no one's looking. Or you know that extra, when you're in a car, you're going somewhere, or you bring with you that extra piece of fruit or extra, bar or something like that, and it's sitting right there, and you know it's there, and you're just kind of saving that for later on, right? But you know it's there, and that food is calling you, and you just screw it, I'm going to eat it now. I'm hungry now. How many times have I been in a car when I'm traveling and I've got my extra little snacks over here and I've got it ready for me, just when I get hungry after a couple hours of driving instead of stopping. And you're about a half hour into your drive and all of a sudden, yeah, I'm hungry now. And all of a sudden, all those couple of snacks or things like that you had set up, before you know it, they're all gone. And you're stopping at a gas station and picking up more. Has that ever happened to you? All right. The third thing is this is really when you know you've got a problem. You start hiding or sneaking food. How many times have you been on a diet and you stop at a gas station and see that the donuts or cookies are on sale for 3 for $1? Hell, you're all alone. No one will know. No one will see me. Or better yet, you justify buying that oatmeal raisin cookies because, hell, they're oatmeal and raisin. It's got to be healthy, right? Plus, I got a long drive ahead of me. I need some sugar to keep me awake. So now what did you just do? So now you've sneaked food, and then you justified it in your own mind that it was okay that because I needed that extra energy to keep going. Or you have that secret stash of candy or treats in your drawer at work, or at home you've got that candy bag in the freezer that just for emergency cases, maybe you got leftover Christmas candy or Easter candy, you froze it up just in case you got to have that, that little bit of sugar sometime. So if you start doing that, which a lot of us who are overeaters, we know where our stash is, we know where that stuff is, and we don't ever want to give it up. First thing you better do is start giving that up. But that's a really big sign that you got a problem. It's no different than the alcoholic who sneaks puts a little bit of, let me say gin or something like that into his, or vodka into his drinks. No one will smell it. No one will, and it's clear. No one will ever see it. We're really no different than any other kind of alcoholic or drug user. Just food is our drug. Fourth, you eat until you're stuffed and then you keep eating. Think about your last Thanksgiving or Christmas that you had with everybody there, right? You eat so much that was on your plate, and the food there, you just had to clean up that whole plate because it was there and it's so good. And you ate so much. You are so stuffed. The old tryptophan is kicking in already. You can barely stay awake even to take your plate back. But maybe you're watching the football game on Thanksgiving and you just got done eating, and man, that food is still sitting out, and there's maybe some cookies or bars, or there's jello and there's a piece of pie. And every time you walk by that food, even though you are completely stuffed, you're getting up and having another bite of something else. You keep eating. Your brain is, you think your brain would be telling you you're full, you're stuffed. But because we're so addicted to everything, our body is just wanting more and wanting more. I know I've been through that way too many times. That was one of the big things about me being an overeater, that I would keep eating even after I'm completely stuffed. So, there's another one. Number 5, you feel guilty about eating. Wow. I don't know of anybody who's ever not been on a diet or is a food addict that doesn't all of a sudden have guilt about eating something. All of a sudden, you're trying to watch what you eat, and then you had a piece of cake or pie. Maybe you had a few slices of pizza. Now you have guilt about eating it. The problem associated with guilt in food is that it leads to bigger problems like binge eating, or the guilt of having something you probably shouldn't have had leads to you eating it all, so you leave no evidence that it was ever there. And when binge eating is involved, there's other bigger factors that need to be addressed, such as probably depression. And this is where we need to address some of those real issues about becoming an overeater and food addiction. All these signs have signs of a huge lack of self-esteem and self-confidence, as well as depression. And so in other posts, I'll be talking about more in depth about some of these emotional and mental issues that are associated with food addiction. But, if you're trying to watch what you're doing, try not to feel guilty about if you have a piece of something, or if you have a cheat day. That's one of the things, even when in bodybuilding and such, we have a lot of times early on in training, we're going to have a cheat day. We figure out that's the one day that I'm going to still eat good for the majority of the day, but I might go out and have a nice meal, or I might have a piece of pie, or I might have something that just satisfies that urge that I've been wanting to have. And that's okay. You don't need to feel guilty about it. Number 6, you make excuses for failure. This is huge. This is probably one of the most used reasons for us addicts to be out there. We make excuses for it. Now, you've gone on a brand new diet or a meal plan. You've sworn that you're never gonna eat sugary treats or pizza or fried foods. But you know what? This weekend, everybody got together and we started watching the football game, or hey, it was someone's birthday, and hey, I didn't want to be rude, so I had to have a piece of birthday cake and had to eat with everybody else, and everybody else was having such a good time, and I wanted to fit in, and blah, blah, blah. I know. I swore off drinking, but hey, everyone else was having some, so why can't I? Man, if you start justifying and you're feeling great about the fact that you did really well for 5 days during the week, and all of a sudden on the weekend you blew everything out of the water that you've been working on because you made an excuse because, hey, everybody else was doing it. Everybody else was jumping off a bridge. Would you do it? So if you're setting yourself up to fail, you're putting yourself in a situation where everyone's going to be eating. You know that all the food there is going to be not healthy, why are you putting yourself in that situation? And if you do put yourself in that situation, prepare before you get there. Eat before you get there. Bring some snacks that you got that are available to you so you're not stuffing yourself on everything that's there. And if you do go and you go out and you are partying with other people, maybe bring something that's healthier that you can snack on. Be the one person who brings the veggie tray, okay? Bring the one person who brings the plate of fruit. Do something preventative before you get to it. Don't set yourself up for failure. It's just like, it's just like the alcoholic who is now bartending. You're setting yourself up to fail. Now the last one in mind here for the top 7 reasons that you're, signs that you might be an overeater or a food addict is this last one. And this is really very sad, but it's very true. It's when that you're so overweight or so obese that you don't care. You're even willing to let yourself go than to even try. So this is when you've given up. You are no different at this point than the drug addict who's sitting in the crack house willing to beg, steal, sell their soul to have another hit. They're actually willing to die than rather giving up smoking crack. If you're at that point when you would rather continue to keep getting bigger than even try to stop giving up eating poorly, then this means you've decided that you're willing to die instead of give up your comfort in food. Because you know what? If you've done that, and you know the medical risks that are involved, and you're not willing to change, you've just signed your own death sentence. Congratulations, you're a food addict. It's a sad situation. If you watch like shows like My 600-Pound Life, those people, the people that they get on the show, majority of them, not all of them, have decided that they need to change, and they think that the surgery is going to save them. But unless they make the changes and give up and head on to their food addiction, they're not going to succeed, and they're going to die. So I want you to think about that. If you're I don't care how big I get anymore. My big fat fabulous life. Oh man, really? She seems so happy, right? If you're getting to that point, hopefully you can realize that things can still change. It's not too late. If your heart is beating and you can move, it's not too late. So in some upcoming blog posts, we'll keep talking about some of the causes behind overeating and food addiction, what you can do to fight your addiction, where you can go, who you can talk to, and what you can do on your own before it becomes too late. Food addiction is real. I am a food addict. I am an overeater. I work every day to control my addiction. Is it possible to control? Yes. It won't be easy, but it can be done. So thanks for watching. Hope you get something out of it. Please feel free to share this with anybody that's out there that you feel that this might help. Go to our web pages that are out there, warriorwellness.org, overeater coaching, and come on out and, like I said, please stay tuned. We're going to talk more about this food addiction because it's a real problem right now. I hope you have a great day, and stay strong, stay focused. I believe in you, and remember never to give up. All right? Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.